Kelly Shaw, Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. We're up near the Manaway area of Utah because of all the Bigfoot sightings. Last time you were with us in this section, there was snow and ice. We dropped off a bunch of game cameras up here and we're coming up to check that there was snow. And I was with Mike and Jenny on that one. I'll put that in the description of this video so you guys can see us dropping them off. But we were tracking a mountain lion up here at that point in time, fresh tracks. And I got Derek with me. He's coming up to retrieve it. So it's been up here 2.5, 3 seasons, whatever you want to say. And we're going to take you guys back to it and see what's on the camera. And we'll put anything on the camera at the end of this video.
Looks pretty stable.
That looks like a less risky for me anyway. I heard what sounded like a large cat. I'm talking like a bobcat or a mountain lion off in that direction.
It's pretty thick. At least once you get to it.
Could have been a mother mountain lion warning its kittens, or a couple of kittens. And I really hate to call them kittens because I've seen 1- and 2-year-old mountain lion kittens that look like a damn adult. But I guess it's adult kids. Yeah, it sounded big.
Adult minor.
Oh yeah, we're really close to it. I see the canyon we need to go down.
See, we found this little cat track in the back paw. You got little toes all the way around it. I saw the back pad. Looks like a back pad actually landed right there. You can barely see it, but it was just the direction it was going is what got me looking there. But that's hard to catch.
Would you like to measure
Any type of print.
Do you got a tape? You want to see if you got one in your pouch?
My hand next to it, but I got a little hand. But yeah. You said you had one?
Do you have one?
I might have one in there.
Yeah, I went right to it. Same place it was last time. Yeah, measure the width on it. That's how you can tell if it's male or female or sub-adult.
You're talking from where it starts sliding right here. That's 4 inches across.
Okay, females, an adult female gets up to 4 inches wide.
And it's about almost 4.5 inches long from tip of the toe.
Okay,
back of the pad.
A tom will be 5 inches wide. Toms get 5. That's usually how you can tell. So if it's 4, it can be a female or a sub-adult. So anyway, that could be 125 to 150 pound cat right there.
Something big enough to jack you up. But again, that's finding a print out in the middle of this. It is just off the trail though, but still hard to find prints of anything outside of deer and elk and shit around here.
All I gotta say, if the conditions are good enough to find a cat, you'll be able to find anything.
Yeah.
Because the cat's probably the most careful out of all of the animals besides Squatch about leaving tracks. I'm wondering if our game cameras up here will end up finding that giant one. That looks like badger.
Which we might have saw one on the way road crossing in front of us.
When we were here this winter, the fresh cat tracks we were finding was a tom. They were the 5 inch wide, big, over 5 inches. That's a track.
I mean, that's like a juvenile track, bro. That's what it kind of looks like.
Or if there's someone with feet bigger than yours up here leaving, not wearing boots, barefoot.
It looks like it's a barefoot.
I'm gonna grab that for you.
Almost had it. Had the zipper down. In the back, 10 inch. And that's just 10 inches. And just the splay of the toes is 6.5.
Okay, my shoes off, I have about 10 inches long, but I'm only 4 inches wide. How wide's that?
That's not, I mean,
That's over 5.
yeah, you're over 5.
Look up at the toes. What's the width at the toes?
Width of the toes was 6.
Yeah,
6.25.
People actually get thinner at the toes. So that's a peculiar shape and size. And point out the big toes of the toes. I mean, that big toes.
I mean, this
down
the toe right here. I mean, that's big, right here. And the reason why it's not fully is because you got a root here that it stepped down on. So it actually stepped down and pushed these roots down right here.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, it just walked this baby over it.
I wonder if that's what was digging right there. That's old enough, I'm not going to call it anything. It's just a track. We're getting close to the place we left the cameras. And the place I'm taking you guys, the reason we left the cameras is because there's a Class A Bigfoot sighting there. And then surrounding this area, there's about a half a dozen other Bigfoot sightings. One of the Bigfoot sightings actually made it on an episode of Finding Bigfoot. And Derek and I have both hiked to the Finding Bigfoot spot on the other side of this valley. But this guy's Class A sighting here about 4 years ago, and then the wildlife that we're finding in the area seems to support something the size of a Bigfoot. We're finding bear tracks, mountain lion tracks, deer, elk, all kinds of animals. So there's no reason why it wouldn't be able to support a Bigfoot. And it opens up right here. A couple of canyons come together here, and I want to show you the cave. I've filmed the inside of this cave before, and
That'd be a fun hike.
yeah, we would like to hike up and get inside the cave. I've actually been able to film the inside of it before. Trying to get a good focus on up there. Yeah, we'll end up hiking up there. There's a lot of people that think Bigfoot likes to use caves and crevices as shelter, so that's on our agenda.
That's a good lookout. It overlooks the whole canyon, multiple canyons.
Yeah, this is it. There's a bowl clear back in there. There's a bowl that has a couple of freshwater springs in there that we find a lot of moose tracks and stuff around, and seen a lot of bear activity. And then this direction back in here is where some people have had Bigfoot encounters and a Class A sighting back here. And that Class A sighting and some of the people that think they've had Bigfoot experience, it's right underneath these pinnacles and caves.
That tree's been bit clear over.
Yeah, that one got smashed.
And actually that's different because
that wasn't there when we dropped off the camera last year.
Just looking for a better way to get
I see a
back in
trail. I see an animal trail that you're standing practically right in front of.
there. No, this is going over.
At least an animal crossed through here. That looks bearish, like a bear front paw.
I mean, it's been over, but look at the direction of all those needles. You could see new knew it was coming and turning up towards the sun, but none of this is. Which tells me this is a newer. It hasn't been bent over all that long, you know what I mean? Like something bent it.
And there's two saplings that are bent over side by side right there too. And look, there's not a tree that fell over and did this. This is somehow did it on its own. What's weird is snow load shouldn't tip it this way. That's odd.
No, I mean, and if it would have got the rest of the tree. Because you look at, that's all the same root structure there. It's just these three, these side, that's all bent over, and that one's still straight up.
These types of pine trees, the pine boughs flex. So if they get too heavy with snow, they flex and release the snow. I've seen it happen dozens of times on these types of tree. So they just don't fold over like this from snow load. They are designed to drop the snow load when it gets too heavy.
And they're designed to fight for the sun.
Yeah, look how flexible and easy these are to bend. These will fold down and let the snow go. So this is not supposed to happen with snow or wind, these types of trees. But you know, I've seen elk and moose get spooked, or just for the hell of it, run stuff like this over. Not saying that's what it is. I just don't think it's weather related. I think an actual animal did this.
Little baby pine cone.
All right, we're really close to cameras that we're gonna check out. Make sure you guys watch this to the end. We'll show you what kind of footage we catch on game cameras. Had a friend that knew this area, wanted him to take me back into it because of the Bigfoot reports that come out of this area. And about a week after I posted the video of coming back here, this guy sends me his Bigfoot experience. And he sends me like 5 photos. And he sent, one of the photos is right here that I'm filming now. This is where he had his experience, is right in here. And that little scouting trip up here, I'm like, I know exactly where that's at. And this section didn't even actually make it on that video when we scouted back here. I think I took a couple of photos, but not from this particular angle. And so I'm like, why not? That's where I'm gonna leave game cameras, right where the guy had his sighting. Beautiful area. Derek's back there with his Bigfoot shirt on.
You know, this really, God, amazingly how close it is just to my house. You just want to go up over a mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just up over that hill.
Derek's house is up over that mountain on the other side of, mind you, it's about 15 miles that way. But yeah, backyard to say none the least. If you only have to go 15 miles to be at a Bigfoot sightings location.
It's your backyard.
But there's a couple of sighting locations not even a mile from Derek's house, so.
Big old moose track. Definitely had moose going through here.
Yeah, we saw a lot of moose activity every time we've come up here. There's
something shaped.
It's an older one. You can't drive a car back here. So this campsite is a backpacker's campsite. It looks like someone camped here this weekend. I think that was the tree. I think it's gone. I'll have to look at some other trees. I don't know, there was a big debate on where to leave it with Jenny and Mike. So that may not be it. I know that it was a consideration. We'll have to look around a little bit, but I think that's the one I wanted to put it on. It's right here.
Found it?
Yep.
Found it, John.
This is the spot Michael picked out.
Attaboy, Mike.
That's the spot that Jenny and I had pretty much a heated debate on where I needed to go after looking around. All right. Gonna service that game camera and we'll show you guys if there's anything on it. Yeah, I see step there.
And there's a step there.
That's a pretty long spread between those steps too.
Just on the other side of this log, and then just down in there. So it's 5, 6 steps. There's one there, right here. Short, fat steps. I don't even know if it's a step. But it looks like it keeps going. Over the hill. You're 14?
Oh, I found that other 14 too.
I mean, this looks like it's only a partial though. You're missing part of it. But
yeah.
What you can tell,
It put all the pressure on the end step for some reason.
At least 6 inches across.
Yeah, the outside's very shows up very lightly. It really put its weight on the inseam for whatever reason. It's like
because that's a left foot.
It's like Cliff Brockman says. He says when you're looking at a footprint, casting a footprint, you're not looking at the actual footprint. You're looking at the damage the foot made for whatever reason it needed to make that damage for traction or whatever. So you may not always get the full footprint. We got the full length, but not the full width. 14 inches, just to put that in perspective, Patty, the Patterson-Gimlin footage, the most famous footage there is, she has 14-inch long tracks, and some of the best experts at analyzing the size of things in the background in her, 7'4". She's at least 7'4", and she has a 14-inch long footprint. So that could very well be a giant right there. Derek and I just heard a rock frickin' skip right near us. It sounded like it come from that direction and then skipped down past us.
This direction is at least what I got from it, but...
Is it just a coincidence that we just measured a Bigfoot track and then all of a sudden have a rock skip by us?
Yeah, 100 feet.
And then we heard that mouth popping noise before we found the footprint. This just may be an active area.
Heard small little chatter in this direction.
Listen. I hear something tapping a tree over here. In the same direction you were pointing that you heard something. Lightly tapping. Not like a woodpecker that's getting in after some business. Just a light tap, tap. Just 2 taps. Did you hear the grunt?
Yeah.
That didn't come from you?
Nope.
I didn't think so. I was like, that didn't come from Derek.
No, I was giving this guy shit though for buzzing my head.
I heard a grunt. I wonder if there's a moose back in there. Almost sound like an elk or a moose grunt.
Yeah, its version of telling us, move along, nothing to see here.
See, this looks too calcified to be a dog. So that's probably mountain lion right there, maybe a bear, but mountain lion turds and bobcat turds calcify fast. So that's probably what it is. And I don't know if you guys get it, but our Bigfooting, we look at the full picture. We want to know what all the animals are and all the food and water resources in an area the Bigfoot's getting spotted, so we can get a full picture of why the creature would be here in the first place. Smells kind of skunky through here, so I thought I'd turn the camera on. Everybody talks about that stink when Bigfoot's around. Some people, they're like, yeah, the hair started standing up on the back of my neck and I smelt this stench, and there it was. So every time I smell that stench, I'm hoping there it is.
Wasn't me.
Look how thick it is through here, you guys.
Yeah, it is.
We got that game camera for you guys. Make sure you watch the footage at the end. Keep on watching. We'll keep on squatching.